Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ, and welcome back here to the final episode of Season 2. And we are definitely out of the playoff picture here. Just looking at the NFC, we are 7-8 on the season, grouped together with a bunch of guys. So this episode is all about some of our young guys getting a chance to play. But we do need to evaluate the guys on our roster right now, starting with Damon Harrison. Now, Snacks is 31 years old. He is due for a contract, and I did put a poll out just to see what you guys thought about what we should do going into the future. And he might be one of those guys that we might end up tagging and trading for some type of draft pick, because we need to get some value out of him if we do decide to move on from him, because he is 94 overall. But I don't want to focus on that. I want to focus on Anthony Ying, the young quarterback who has went up about 6 overall this year. And after this episode, we will get to see his development trait, because it is hidden, and it has been hidden because he hasn't played many snaps. So we will be starting with him and ending with him in this last game of the season, going up against a really good Saints team. They are 10-5 on the year, and they actually are really, really good. And they are led by quarterback Andy Hope. No more Drew Brees. They drafted Andy Hope with the last pick of last year's draft, and look at him. He's a superstar X-Factor. I believe he was the number 1 or 2 rated quarterback, at least projected wise, in the draft, and he slid all the way to the bottom of the first round, and nobody saw it coming. He was a superstar X-Factor. So we will be starting Ying. He is going up against another fellow rookie. So it goes from first round draft pick to undrafted here in this game versus the 10-win New Orleans Saints. So here we go. Let's start out this game. We are receiving the ball first. So let's see what the young guys got. And don't forget, we are making history. The first Asian starting quarterback in the NFL here in this game. We are breaking history. Here we go. Let's get it underway. Here comes Anthony Ying from the shotgun. First play from scrimmage. He's going to hand it off to Kerryon, who's got a nice little hole up the middle, and that is a gain of 9. And one thing that you notice on that play, Quinton Bryan is absolutely a monster. Look at him at left guard, just sealing and opening up the hole for Kerryon, and that's a first down. So now, 1st and 10 at about the 40-yard line. Here's a deep throw down the left sideline, and it's going to be caught by Deontay Burnett, who I've been hyping him up the last couple of episodes. He's a nice little rotational receiver, and he gets a big gain of 28 for Ying's first completion. So here is Marvin Jones getting in on the action. He's only getting a gain of 2, though, and that brings it to a 3rd and 8. From the shotgun. Nice pocket. He's going to throw across the middle. He's got Jones in a tight window. Nice throw by Ying. He's got 86 throw power, so you do have to be careful when making those throws. So Ying on a 2nd and 11, throwing to the end zone. He's got Deontay Burnett for the touchdown. And that is a 7-0 lead here for the Lions. Nice drive put together by Ying. I'm impressed. It's 7-0. And out comes Andy Hope. Look at those stats. 35 touchdowns to 14 interceptions in his rookie season. I mean, that is just an amazing year. So here's Andy Hope. His first pass is out to the right side. He's got Alvin Kamara for about 6 yards, bringing it to a 2nd and 4. They're running this 5 wide receiver set. They throw it across the middle. That's Cameron Meredith, who is also really good in Madden for some reason. He's always a killer. When you're playing the computer, he gets a first down. So now here's a counter play out to left side. Here's Alvin Kamara breaking a tackle, breaking another one. It takes 3 men to get him down. That is a gain of 21 on that one. So now another counter play. This time handoff to the right side, and Kamara's got a lot of room. He's going to get to about the 2-yard line and get tackled down that time before getting into the end zone. And wow, they're already inside the 5. Another handoff, this time Latavius Murray. He's going to fight his way in. Perfect blocking on that one. And it's a tie game just like that. And now Ying comes back onto the field. looking to duplicate that first drive. So here's a quick throw across the middle. Here is Marvin Jones, who's going over 1,000 yards for the second straight season. He picks up a first down on that one. So here's a throw out to the right side on a 1st and 10, and that's going to be deflected. And that's going to be a 3rd and 10 here from the 48-yard line. Ying from the shotgun. He's going to throw over the middle. He's got a man, but it's going to be broken up. Intended for Travis Fulgham. He cannot hold on to it. And actually, that was kind of an off throw by Ying. And that's what we're going to have to actually develop with him, because he doesn't have great accuracy, but, you know, he's going to have time to develop and kind of develop in this system. So on to the end of the first quarter. Here's Kamara with the handoff up the middle. He's got another big hole. They've been running all day on us, and we've got so many holes to address, I think, in my opinion. You guys said I don't have too many holes, and I don't think I have too many big holes, but I have a lot of small holes, and stopping the run is definitely one of them. As you can see, another throw across the middle. That's Andy Hope to Michael Thomas, first down inside the 20. So from the shotgun, here's Andy Hope. He's going to throw it to the right side. It's almost picked off. Jelani Tavai on that one could have changed it. And now that brings it to a 2nd and 10. Here's a handoff. Another big hole up the middle. And that's going to be a tackle by Edwards and also Diggs on that one. I couldn't even think of his name for a second. So here on 3rd and 1, here's a carry up the middle, and that's going to be a stop in the backfield by Edwards. Stops him before he gets to the first down marker, and the Saints kick a field goal. So now back on the next drive. Here's Kerryon getting going up the middle. He's got a gain of 7, as he hasn't been able to get going so far in this game, as Ying comes out under center on a 3rd and 3. That's a catch over the middle. That's Hockenson. Nice throw. First down. And that's one of the positions that's going to benefit from having a guy like Ying at quarterback. But on the next play, he's going to get sacked. That's Cameron Jordan coming around the edge, and he gets his first sack of the game, making it 3rd and 17. So 6 minutes left here in the second quarter. Ying, he's going to try to unload and throw the ball deep, and it's going to be another sack by Onyemata, and that is going to be a punt as the Saints take back over. So now here's Andy Hope back out on offense. He's going to hand it off to Alvin Kamara, and that's going to be a stop by Jelani Tavai. And that brings it to a 3rd and 3. Throw across the middle. It's going to be caught by Kamara, but it's going to be broken up by our rookie Joel Edwards, and we force the punt. So now we get the ball back, and we move the ball across the 50 already. Here is Ying. Throw across the middle. That's Jesse James, and like I just said, tight ends are going to benefit from Ying because he doesn't have the elite arm strength, so a lot of his throws are going to be coming, you know, 5 yards, between 5 and 15. No throws deep too much, as here's Hockenson getting going across the left side of the field. He picks up a nice gain. He's inside the 5. So now 2 minutes left here in the game at the 3-yard line. Here's Ying. Throw out to the left side. He's got Tajay Sharp, his 2nd touchdown pass of the game. And I like what Sharp is. He's a solid 3rd or 4th receiver on the roster. He gets in for the touchdown, and he makes it 14-10. So here's Andy Hope back out onto the field. 2 minutes left. Throw across the middle. It's going to be picked off. That's going to be Tim Jackson, one of the undrafted rookies here in Season 2. And you can just see this guy is fast. He's got 94 speed. We will see his development trait because he was one of those guys that did have a locked development trait right now, the hidden dev trait. So we will see what he's like after this game. But here's a shot down the right sideline, and Ying just lost his footing on that one. We kind of felt the pressure of that quarterback blitzing on him, and that is going to be incomplete, illegal touching anyway. So we do line up for the long field goal and make it a 7-point game. So here is Hope back out on the field. Throw across the middle. That's almost deflected by Edwards, and that's caught by Austin Seferian-Jenkins, and that is a big first down. So the clock continues to run. They do have all 3 timeouts. Here's a throw out to the left side. Michael Thomas spins away. He breaks a tackle and makes it about a 20-yard gain on that one as well. Now they move the ball inside the 20-yard line. So now a 3rd and 7. Here's a throw to the right side. Kamara, he gets an open lane to the right side and beats his defenders to the edge. And we could have possibly had a tackle. I don't know what happened on that one. We dove the wrong way. And now they move the ball inside the 5. Hope, throw across the middle. It's going to be a tackle that time by Tavai. And we are going to get them to line up for the field goal on a 4th and goal. And that's how this one will go into halftime, as our defense has been playing all right. And also, Ying is having himself a game so far. Let's go to the second half. So here is Andy Hope here to start the second half. Under center, down by 4 points. Here's a play action fake. Tavai is in for the sack. He comes through untouched, unaccounted for, and has a big sack by the reigning defensive rookie of the year in the NFC. So now 2nd and 17. Here's a handoff. This time Kamara breaks a tackle, breaks through another one, breaks another one, and he gets taken down by Tracy Walker. But take a look. It's a face mask on the play, as now they get a new fresh set of downs, devastating on a 2nd and 17. So here's a handoff. Once again, Kamara breaks another one, and he's going to break free. He's got one man to beat, and he is going to outrun Justin Coleman for the touchdown. And wow, what a drive. They went from a 2nd and 17, a big face mask, then a long run, and just like that, they take the lead 20-17. So here is Kerryon Johnson getting going in the running game now, trying to establish this run. We haven't been able to run the ball too well. So 3 wide receivers to the right side, including Hockenson. Here's a throw to the left, though. It's Marvin Jones. I really love what he's going to bring to this offense. I'm really excited for the potential that he has. Even at 30 years old, I can definitely see him having a huge year next year, depending on how our offense looks. We don't know who we're going to have. So now we're inside the red zone here, 2nd and 7. They're sending a blitz. Throw out to the middle of the field. It's Marvin. He's in. Touchdown, beating the corner on a slant route that time, getting into the end zone. That's way too easy. Anthony Ying, his 3rd passing touchdown of the game, just making it look easy here. Not putting up the huge numbers, not airing it down the field, but these simple throws are just getting it done for Ying, and we take this lead right back at home. So 24-20 now. Here's Hope back out onto the field. He's going to throw to the right side. He's got Cameron Meredith, who does beat big play Slay. Darius Slay is having a kind of a down year, to be honest. Doesn't have too many deflections. Here's a throw across the middle, though, and that's a nice play by Tim Jackson, the undrafted cornerback. And now they bring it to a 3rd and 12. Can we come up with a stop here? And it will be a tough field goal from here if we do get the sack. And there is Snacks Harrison. He does get in for the sack that time on Hope. And now they are going to line up for a very long field goal at the 39-yard line, and they got Will Lutz. And look at that kick. He does have all of it. And this is just coming out the wake of a real-life game winner versus the Houston Texans. Man, that was such a great game. That was one of the better Monday night games I've seen in quite a long time. So now, here to start the 4th quarter, here is Anthony Ying now, running a man in motion. He's going to move out a little bit. He's got legs. He can throw. He's got Hockenson across the right side of the field, and he is going to be stopped at about the 20-yard line, but a big gain by Hockenson. So now, 1st and 10. Here's a throw out to the right side. That's Kerryon, who does get tackled at about the 11, but take a look. It's a face mask, so we are going to move this one inside about the 10-yard line. So now we don't move the ball at all on 1st and 2nd down. Now a 3rd and goal. Throw across the middle. And he had a tight window to throw it to Kerryon, but that's going to be just off the mark. And we are going to kick the field goal, making it a 27-23 lead. So we're putting up a good fight in this one. Here's a dump ball pass. This time Hope throws it out to Kamara. Avoids 2 tacklers and gets tackled for about a 9-yard gain. And now they move it to about the 49. Handoff up the middle. That is Kamara, 1st down. So here's Andy Hope now. Trips to the right. He's going to buy some time. Throw across the middle. And it's going to be deflected. Almost picked off by Tim Jackson. That could have been his 2nd interception, and maybe could have possibly had a better impression on him going into next season because he is lower rated. We will have to see going into the offseason, but that time he doesn't take advantage, and Andy Hope does. He finds his man on the next play, 1st down. So 1st and 10, deep shot across the middle. It's Latavius Murray. Who would have thought he would get a receiving touchdown in this game? He's lined up at receiver, and they take the 30-27 lead as we fast forward to inside of 2 minutes here with the final drive left. No timeouts. Here's Ying from the shotgun. He's going to get stripped and sacked, and that's going to be the ball game, and Onyemata falls on it. Cam Jordan gets in and strips Ying, and that is how this season ends. And I can't lie, I'm a little disappointed on how this season went, but that happens. I mean, this is how the Lions have been, and this game right here, I think, is the last game we'll see with this current team as constructed. I think the rebuild is officially beginning right now because you guys voted in the community tab, and I'm going to listen to you guys. I mean, I think I'm going to get rid of Stafford. I'm going to get rid of some vets and start to rebuild this team from the ground up, starting in the draft. I think we have really good pieces right now. Quinton Bryan was our first-round pick last season. He's a great player on the offensive line. He went up about 6 overall as well, and he was actually normal development, so I'm actually surprised to see that. But then we also have Sean Chapman, who almost led our team in sacks. He had about 5, I believe. We're going over the stats next. We'll see how many he had. Tim Jackson made an impression on me in that final game. He's got 94 speed. We can maybe use that at the nickel position next year. I don't know. Maybe he's not skilled enough to play, but he can definitely play special teams, which he has been playing, but it doesn't count towards his development trade, which is kind of funny. I feel like that should count. So after that last game, I'm looking at Kenny Golladay, and I think I want to sign him to a 4-year extension. He's one of my favorite receivers in real life, and we're going to sign him and get him locked up through his prime. So now we're going to have him from ages 26 to about 30, 31. So that's going to be pretty good for our receiving core. So just looking at the stats on the season, Matt Stafford had 26 touchdowns. I believe that was 19 interceptions. Kerryon Johnson ran for 1,100 yards, only 3 touchdowns though. And the next guy from a running back standpoint only had 48 yards rushing. And that's one thing I do want to change. I do want to get another running back to kind of add to this rushing attack. Looking at our receivers, Marvin Jones went over 1,000. TJ Hockenson does get 80 receptions just about and 913 yards. A good season from him, 6 touchdowns. Tajay Sharp actually has an impressive year, 650 yards receiving. That's a pretty good year. And in limited action, Burnett does get 424 yards, 2 touchdowns. Fulgham gets 3 touchdowns. And just looking at, our receiving core, I do want to add just another guy. I don't know what we're missing, but I think that Golladay injury definitely showed that we're not very deep. And good thing that Marvin Jones had the season that he had, because without him, we wouldn't have been we wouldn't have been good at all on offense, because we wouldn't have had any receivers to really get open. And thankfully we have him. So we definitely need to add some depth just in case of injury. So I wanted to just highlight Quinton Bryan in the progression that he's made. He's at 78 overall, and he actually has an upgrade coming up. So quick to be 79 overall, maybe even 80. And just looking at what he's done so far, we drafted him at a 73 overall. He's up to a 78. He only allowed 4 sacks. I mean, that is just a great season for the rookie. So let's look at defense. Quandre Diggs led our team in tackle. I was pretty surprised to see that, and he's actually he had a really good season. He had 2 sacks, 3 interceptions too. I mean, that is a great season from him. Looking at some other guys, Aaron Coleman we signed. I wasn't overly impressed with Coleman. He was just decent to me. Sean Chapman was the most impressive though. Actually, he led our team in sacks. Just looking at him, he's going to be definitely a piece in the future. He's at 75 overall though. I wanted to kind of have an opportunity to boost that development trade just to speed up his development, but I do like him a lot. He's got good power moves. He's got a lot of potential. He's 24 years old too, and I think he's going to be a piece on this team. We still have him locked up for a few years. Speaking of another piece, Deshaun Hand didn't have the amazing year that I thought he would have without Mike Daniels leaving, and he had a decent season. It wasn't bad, it wasn't great, but let's just talk about a guy that I'm really disappointed with. It's Trey Flowers, and I just don't know about him on our team. I want to get your guys' thoughts on what do you guys think about Trey Flowers. I'm not sure if I'll trade him in the offseason, but maybe the preseason. I'm not sure. If we can get something out of him, maybe even a first-round pick, that would be ideal, because Trey Flowers just doesn't seem to be making plays that jump off the screen. He was making them last year with Mike Daniels, but that just shows he needs somebody else to really elevate his level of play. So looking at our leaders in interceptions, Aaron Colvin and Diggs did tie for the team lead. Oruwariye surprisingly ended up with more interceptions than big play Slay. I think Slay took a step back, but it's all right. He's still elite, 92 overall, and I'm not trading him. This is the one guy I'm not trading at all, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep him as a lifelong Lion, and I want him to retire as a Lion. Justin Coleman did decent in the nickel position. He's 80 overall, 28 years old. I still do like him a lot, and I think that he's got his spot safe right now. His spot is safe. I'm not looking to trade him at all, but I do need to add some talent to the cornerback position. Looking at Tim Jackson, he did progress quite well. He went from about I believe it was 62, so he only went up 3 overall actually. And look at his dev trait. We finally did reveal it. It's a star dev trait, so kind of disappointed a little bit. Maybe that's why he didn't progress as fast as I thought, but who cares? I guess we'll just kind of develop him, and maybe he'll be on our practice squad next year, or maybe he'll make the roster. Who knows? So let's look at the leaders. Yep, you saw that right. Drew Brees is actually on the Patriots now. Tom Brady actually did retire, which is pretty surprising. I thought they actually patched it so that Tom Brady wouldn't retire, but I guess he did. So he goes over to Drew Brees actually goes over to the Patriots. So looking at everybody else, Lamar Jackson 28-7, and Andy Hope really did good. I mean, they're headed to the playoffs. I wonder if they're actually going to win it all. That'd be amazing. In the first season that Drew Brees leaves, Andy Hope leads them to a championship. Ezekiel Elliott ran for 1,800 yards, 15 touchdowns. Saquon Barkley ran for 1,516 touchdowns as well. Aaron Jones ran for 16 touchdowns. And look at Kerryon Johnson just in the middle here. He only ran for 3, as well as Melvin Gordon. He ran for 3 for Indianapolis now. That's who he's playing for. But look at that receiving. Marvin Jones leads the NFL in catches and yards. So he had an awesome year. I mean, that guy was just amazing, and you can just see the production out of him. He's not going anywhere anytime soon, and who knows, he might get a 3rd contract from us. We'll see how well he continues to play, and if he regresses at a aggressive rate, we'll have to see. Adam Humphries, once again, I don't know what's up with Adam Humphries, but he's just killing. He has 1,000 yards for back-to-back seasons. Cole Beasley went over 1,000. N'Keal Harry went over 1,000. And I just want to look to see some of these young guys and see how they are progressing as rookies. He's at 81 overall. I believe he was like mid-70s when I first started this franchise, and now he's up to 81. So that's pretty good progression. So looking at defense, Khalil Mack leads the NFL in sacks, 20.5. Myles Garrett right behind him. Houston, Donald, and Miller are there. Not too many guys had double-digit sacks here in the NFL this season, as defensive-wise and interception-wise, Desmond Trufant led the NFL. So let's check out the depth traits of these undrafted free agents now that it's unlocked and the season is over. Anthony Ying is a star development. Man, I was really hoping he would be superstar. That would have been awesome. But we still have time to develop him. He's gone up about 6 overall in this first season, and even like sitting a year, he could be mid-60s and competing for a starting job 2 years from now. But I think he's going to be competing now because I was really impressed with the way he played. I know that overall, it's definitely I'm going to get roasted in the comment section for even playing him at that low of overall if I do end up starting him. But I just like what I see out of him. He's just impressive. Tim Jackson and also Nico end up being star development, and I was really hoping that one of these guys would be superstar, but Tim Jackson showed me some things in that last game. He has good speed, a lot of potential, but still a long ways to go. So that's going to do it here in this episode, and this may be the last time Matthew Stafford puts on a Lions uniform. We'll have to see in the offseason, and I'm going to have to think about it a little bit and just see what's available in the offseason. So hit subscribe, hit that like button. Next episode will be the offseason here in season 2 heading into season 3. So stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.